You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey, welcome back. It's another iWalter show on Thursday night at 10:30. I'm going to try to make it brief. I always say I am, but I deliberately made sure I didn't prepare anything, so I would do that. It's the 10th of December. It's going very quickly again. Hey, you know what? Let me turn off my... I just did my speaker. I actually went over, I bought a pair of these Oakley sunglasses. I was hoping I could use for a night driving. I know Oakleys are expensive, but they hold up very well. And I have to give them a, semi plug because I bought these because night driving anymore around where I live in Norristown, or even when I go out of state, it's just impossible because people have their lights aren't properly set right, because I heard a friend complaining about this, one is too high and one's too low, and then people have a tendency, even when the weather is not bad, to have their high beams on and then also their fog lights, which makes it impossible. It basically blinds you. Even in an SUV, you still get blinded, believe it or not. And both me and my friend have that. My father always has a problem that he can't see. And it is very annoying. It's very irritating. It hasn't bothered me as much lately. I think I've adjusted myself to this. I don't know how. But I always like owning a pair of driving glasses. Basically, the lenses are yellow in those. Yellow lenses. And you have to get the ones to specifically say for driving. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money. And I found out that the hard way. I bought a pair of Oakleys that had the yellow lenses, but they were actually very dark, so to speak. So it was impossible to use them at nighttime. You can get custom ones that specifically do have these yellow lenses, but then you're talking for the custom lenses, because I actually went to an Oakley store today after buying the ones I got online, which I'll go into that in a minute. And the guy says, yeah, you can get custom frames. They're basically just empty frames, and they have to order all the parts, including the lenses. And you get basically clear yellow, which actually helps kind of wean the ultra bright lights of people when you drive. Now the thing is, though, then you're talking $230, $260 for the cheapest pair of custom made glasses where you get the yellow lenses. So you can buy them on eBay from anywhere from $10 to $20. They're not Oakleys. They won't hold up as well, but you're also not putting yourself into a brand new financial debt. So the ones I had purchased, I did not pay that much. I think they were $70. I thought they would work fine. I figured I'll pay a little extra money just to have something because I'm very sensitive, no puns intended, about my eyes, because I actually had eye surgery years ago, and it's held up for corrective surgery. That's the only reason I said that. That's not the proper word to use. I'll realize that when my one friend corrects me, but it's not the point. So anyway, I looked on the website, because at first it said on the documentation I got, the invoice from Oakley that says, all sales are final, you can't return anything. Then I went to the website, it says, oh yeah, you can return it. You can even return your sales item that you purchased online at the stores. So that was really nice. And actually I called two of them. I wanted to call the Oakley outlet that's actually on the premium outlet, Philadelphia outlet up in Limerick. And I accidentally called the Oakley store in King of Prussia. The girl seemed very nice, though, but I obviously didn't want to go there. At first, I was going to do it for a matter of principle, which I'm glad I did now. I think it was meant Oh, sorry, I just bumped my screen, my windscreen for my mic. So the girl told me, she went through the whole spiel. She said, oh, yeah, you can return it to the store. But right before I hung up, I believe I heard her correctly. I don't know, but she said, have a nice life. So I was going to go to the store this afternoon and say, see if I could catch her doing that again, and that it wasn't just a figment of my imagination, which, trust me, I worked in retail, especially in King of Prussia Mall, and the people there are a little bit too big for their bridges. So I wouldn't have been surprised if the girl did say that sarcastically. I just kind of rubbed it off if it was true. And I'm not surprised because years ago, I actually tried to apply for a job when I was still working in retail for this place called the Guest Store, Guest jeans and stuff. And, I put on a big spiel and say, hey, I'd like to get a job here. I even put on a fake front, pretending I was really interested and really enthusiastic. And as soon as I walked out the door, one of the coworkers said, don't hire him. So the bottom line is, King of Prussia has some pretty obnoxious people that work for them over the years who are a little bit too full of themselves. So I wouldn't have been surprised. And at first I was going to go over a matter of principle, make a big fuss, and try to catch whoever had said that to me, if that was possible, which I wouldn't have doubted, trying to do it again, and even try to record it. But it was like, you know what? Why ruin my holiday? Why ruin my Christmas over somebody, if they truly said that, have them take me down? So I end up going to the Philadelphia outlet, which I was really pleased. I have to say, there was two guys in there. They were extremely nice. They were extremely friendly. One was the supervisor. They were both really young, but one was the supervisor and one was one of the coworkers. And both guys were beyond helpful. They were they went far above and beyond what they, probably get paid. And I appreciate that, because I went in there and I didn't realize I brought the invoice with me. And the guy who was the supervisor said, how much do you pay for these? He said, there's nothing on here. But he says, if you can get me the price, even in an email on your phone, I have a smartphone, obviously, I have an iPhone. He said, I'll just go by that. Don't worry about it. So I said, well, and I had a hard time. I have Verizon for my phone, and I couldn't get any reception. I couldn't get any reception even on the internet. And he says, oh, yeah, that's the way it is in this store. You're going to have to kind of go to the back. And it was really cool, but I finally got to the point I said, maybe I should just call. I'm not getting any luck with the whole checking my email, trying to get the internet to pull up my email to look for what I paid for it. So he finally said, yeah, give it a shot, give it a call. So I called on my cell phone. Unfortunately, I had to be out close to the door. And the guy was very patient because it had taken me a while, the manager. And then finally got through, and I got a hold of somebody in customer service, which Oakley customer service, I was really shocked. They're extremely nice. I actually lost my signal at one point and had to call back. Got a different customer service girl, and she was extremely nice. She says, are they going to trust you on what I tell you, what they need to pay you back? And I said, well, you know what? Let me get the manager. I waved him down. He came, talked to the girl on the phone. I actually got back with tax and the shipping, and he gave me the whole thing back, the whole kit and caboodle. He gave me $83 back. Now, I paid it on this thing called PayPal credit, and it's already been paid off. I actually paid it off I paid off all my credit cards and on my online credit card with PayPal. So the guy said, I said to him, I think I paid this on PayPal. He said, yeah, you did, but he says, don't worry about it. He says, just give me another credit card. He says, you drove out here. I said, it's not that far. He says, yeah, but I know I'd be pissed off if they told me that you have to return it to us in order to get your, credit. And he says, I'm not going to do that to you, because they actually told him on the phone, the corporate, Sony corporate said, oh, he needs to return this to us because he paid it on PayPal. He says, don't worry about it. Just give me one of your other credit cards and I'll put it on there. It was like, I already paid it off through PayPal. So I said, oh, great. I'll, put a little extra cash, anything I might have bought, extra for Christmas, and it's going to be paid off before I even spend it. I said, oh, another, he laughed. I said, oh, I just made a payment on my credit card bill, an additional payment. And he thought it was funny. And it was like, no, I appreciate it. I mean, I could have easily gave him my debit card, because when you use PayPal, it actually pretty much in a roundabout way is going to go back that it's coming out of your checking account. So either way, it's not a big deal. I definitely appreciated that. And yeah, I got like actually close to $84 back. So the guy was really helpful. He says, don't worry about it. They give me a hard time. He says, I'll let him know, this is ridiculous. And, he's going to take full responsibility. I was like, great. Thank you so much. So again, they were both very informative. Also, I don't know if I mentioned that. And I was at the Oakley outlet store. It's called Oakley Vault, and in the Philadelphia outlet, which is actually in Limerick. Now, the other thing was, not only were they really friendly, they were actually encouraging me, hey, if you want to buy anything else, they had a lot of great sales. Because Oakley glasses are extremely expensive, but they hold up forever. That's the problem. And they agreed with me. I said, you're going to get tired of the glasses. They're not going to break. You're actually going to get physically tired of wearing them and want a different style. It's just human nature, I think. So anyway, they were very friendly. They actually enjoyed making small talk, which I was kind of shocked. It got actually busy when I was trying to get this transaction done. I felt bad for these guys. But they were very cooperative, more than I would have been, and I really appreciate that. But then I actually stopped into this place. I love it, actually, called Hot Topic. It kind of reminds me of the way Spencer's used to be back years ago. Now Spencer's kind of appeals to the Philadelphia urban look, and I don't like it at all. I won't really spend more than 5 seconds in a Spencer store because they're horrible now. Now, Hot Topic, though, was the way Spencer's used to be like. And they're very friendly, too, depending which one you get. Well, yeah, actually, I've been in 3 different Hot Topics. Just tonight, I was actually the one, let me look at my receipt. It was also at the Philadelphia Premium Outlet, and it's basically just called Hot Topic. Now, they put that in a while ago. The girls, there was a couple different girls, and they were really friendly, and I actually just wanted to see, hey, I wonder if they have any Doctor Who stuff that looks pretty cool. Not that I need any. And I didn't honestly expect to spend anything, but here I end up spending money. Oh, my God, my one friend's going to kill me on this. I spend more money. Now, get this, though, because I was actually interested in buying. I'm a big fan of, like, BBC stuff. 2 of the shows I love on the BBC, past and present, is for, last 50 years, is Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes. Now, I watched it with this actor named Jeremy Brett. I loved it. Actually, I really loved it. And I'm actually, give or take, minus the last episode, I love this new version of Sherlock Holmes with Benedict, and I can't say his last name properly, so I won't. But he wears this really cool coat. It's a modern version of Sherlock Holmes in his clothes and his attire. Well, his coat, the jacket he wears, I've seen those like on cosplay and stuff. You can buy those online. And generally, his coat, it's a very long trench coat, goes for anywhere between $150, $200 and up. So Hot Topic made their own version of the coat. It looks, to me, somebody said it didn't look identical, that it was almost precisely the same. But it is exactly like the coat on Sherlock, the TV series. So it's called, let's see what they call it. But they don't have anymore unless you go to the outlet store in Limerick. And they have all different sizes, small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X. I actually had to go up 2 sizes. 3 sizes. I normally take a medium, but if you really want to make it fit that you can put clothes on underneath, I actually went for the extra large. Anyway, it says long detective overcoat, and I got an extra large. Now, you remember the prices I just said. This is why I bought it. It's not just to waste money, trust me. And I didn't realize, but they signed me up for a Hot Topic credit card, which I'll probably end up canceling out most likely. I don't need another credit card. Anyway, I'm trying to look at the price right now. That's why my head keeps from going away. Normal price at Hot Topic for this coat was $79.50. It is completely sold out online in most of the stores. The outlet, I was surprised. That's the nice thing about outlets. You can find things you can't get anywhere else. Well, the regular price was $79.50 at the outlet store. it was on clearance. And I asked one of the girls in the store, is this the correct price? It said $25. I said, it can't be for the coat. I know the coat's worth at least $100. So is this a mismark that it says $25 for the Sherlock coat? Even though it's not called Sherlock, it looks identical. It's a really heavy coat. And she said, no, that's actually the correct price. It is $25 for a Sherlock coat, which is actually a very nice looking dress coat too. I don't really have, per se, any dress coats. This looks like an ordinary dress coat, unless you've watched the show of Sherlock. You will tell right away, but basically by the stitch work. It is an identical replica. So not only did that help, the girl who actually rang me out, the cashier, she was extremely nice, extremely sweet. She told me, hey, do you have a Hot Topic rewards card? And I said, I think I do, but I haven't used it in a long time. I said, it probably expired. She said, well, I can sign you up again. I can even sign up for a credit card, and I can give you an extra 15% off of your purchase of a $25 coat that's normally $100. And I said, you know what the hell, just go do it. So she was one through it. She was extremely nice. It actually, ironically, of course, got really busy as soon as I needed help, or, trying to help, she was trying to help me, this girl, which I apologize. I don't know any of the girls' names in the store, but I'm very appreciative that they actually did, help me out. So anyway, I think I lost the picture now. I had the coat up too. Bottom line was, I actually got an extra $4 off a $25 coat that is normally $100. So I walked out of the store, didn't intend to spend any money. I got $83 back that, I really didn't need to spend. I got that back off, on my credit card and from one store. And then I got here and I got a coat that's worth $100. It's a nice dress coat for, literally $21. There is nowhere you're going to buy a coat as nice as this one. It's a nice looking dress coat. It'd be definitely good for Christmas. Do I need another coat? Probably absolutely not. But most of my coats look kind of like they're good to wear out in extremely bad weather because they're very warm. But are they something you would wear as a dress coat? No, absolutely not. None of them are. So to get a nice dress coat that's really warm, I'll probably wear it more often than just as a dress coat. I picked up for $21. So that's not bad at all. I spend more money on stupid crap online, and that's just like these social, I won't even mention it. Stupid things that, I can't mention what it is. But you get the gist. It was extremely cheap. Was it worth it? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I did want to mention that too. Sorry, I'm trying to say something right now. By the way, there's a thing from the BBC on Facebook. You can basically, if you have strong paper, you can make a paper cutout TARDIS that you can glue together and make as an ornament, I guess, for your tree. So I'm trying to save this right now. I thought it was pretty funny. But that whole thing with the Doctor Who thing, it's a Doctor Who TARDIS, by the way. I love Doctor Who. What did I say? Christmas TARDIS instructions. Remember to ask your parents or guardian for permission for using the scissors. To cut out, use scissors and cut around, and the beacon templates, including the glue to tabs, following the lines as closely as possible. Fold and grab a ruler, line up the straight with a straight edge of the ruler along each of the dotted lines. Fold over and to ensure a crease. Make sure to glue the tabs, fold them to make it blah, blah, blah. A TARDIS. So that's pretty cool. Hey, you can get a free TARDIS online right now. No puns intended. It is the absolute truth. You can glue it together and make a Christmas ornament for, the holidays of a Doctor Who TARDIS, and it won't cost you more than the paper that's coming out of your printer. So that's really cool. So I just wanted to mention that too. But yeah, the two sales I got from Hot Topic and the return I got from both at the Philadelphia outlet was extremely great. I actually ate at Nathan's hot dogs today, they were really good too. Not, hey, the bottom line is right now, the outlet store, you can actually get some really good deals. And the reason is, though, is that, people aren't working. I've noticed that today. It was like 2 o'clock. I'm looking out my window from my house, and it was wall to wall cars blocking everywhere. Like, it was just amazing. Like, doesn't anybody have a job anymore? Or are they all living off of EBT cards? I assume it's got to be the second thing. Because how come, because they were doing a little bit of road work, was traffic backed all the way up for a mile one way? As far as I could look, it was at least a good mile. I could look up the road from my house. And a mile down the other way, that it was blocked traffic. And it's like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the bottom line is, yeah, people are not working. They're just living off of, whatever they get from the government. So that being said, though, it's kind of obvious also. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's kind of obvious that a lot of these businesses aren't doing well. I mean, if you have to sell just to make a sale, you have to sell a coat that would have normally have cost last year, even at Christmas time, probably it wouldn't have cost $25. It would have cost probably more like $50, $60. An $80 coat or a $100 coat would at least cost about $80. But that same coat, because they can't make a freaking sale, is now going for, unfortunately, no more than $25. So what is that telling you? People aren't working, and it's really hurting business. Now, I don't mind getting that coat for that price, but the problem is, you got to think about this. If they're selling a coat that normally would have went for $100, even on sale for $25, that eventually is going to hurt that business. And I seen there was a place over the Philadelphia outlet, unfortunately, I hate to say this, that literally, what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the right word. Oh, they were going out of business. So that does not help any company. These companies aren't doing that. Aren't doing that well, and they are going to go out of business. I've seen some other places over there. I'm sorry, I've been heeing and hawing now. I've been getting distracted. That people aren't spending money. They're looking for the sales, and unfortunately, the cheaper the prices get, the more that harms that company, to the point that they're going to have to file for bankruptcy or basically just go out of business. So people don't realize that. I'm guilty of like enjoying these extremely low prices, but it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign for our economy at all. So just wanted to mention that in addition to like, hey, I did save a lot of money, but you got to think of the consequence for saving that kind of money. I mean, literally, I got a coat for like 90% off its normal price. At least 80% would be more like it. So anyway, another note why I wanted to do a show, because I normally do them when I have something to talk about. Well, I do have something to talk about. It's more than just sales. Well, this is kind of selling something. But I got something in the mail today. Like, they send me concerts and stuff that I would be interested in going to see, or some people I would like to go see down at the Trocadero, Electric Factory, or even, what is the other place? The TLA. So most of the time I look at them as like, I guess that's okay. Because like Flock of Seagulls is coming, not to any of those places. They're actually going across the bridge from Philly to Camden. And I probably won't do it. I mean, I did see Psychedelic Furs and The Church, and that was really good because it was a 2-for the price of one practically. It was two for like $30, and it was well worth it. It was really worth the price. And I got a good seat. That was down at a different venue too. Not even in Philly, thank goodness. So anyway, they sent me this one, and she looked very unique. She actually just put out an album on August 14th of this year, which has only got a few weeks left, and her name is Melanie Martinez. And it was like, okay, what does she have to offer? I don't think I would want to really buy somebody I've never really heard of before, unless she is really good. So guess what? I think she's excellent. And the thing is, shockingly, she's only 20 years old. So I looked her up. I'm looking her up again to see if I can find this. She actually, I wasn't sure, she was actually discovered, so to speak, on one of those music, or what do you call it, music shows. I don't watch them at all. And it wasn't American Idol. It was the other one. I think it was called America's Got Talent, because I looked it up. I'm trying to look for it again. I was like, wow, that's actually it was The Voice. It was actually, she was discovered on The Voice. She just released her first album debut this year, and I listened to it, and you got to watch her. You got to see her videos. She's got an EP and an LP. Now, the EP is called Crybaby, and her EP is called Dollhouse, and her LP is called Crybaby. And if you like that dreamy type of voice, she's got a unique look. She's very alternative looking, but she's got that baby type sounding voice. She dresses like she came out of something from like Betty Boop in the 20s, and she wears like these oversized, from like the 1920s panties, and she dresses like a little schoolgirl from like that same time period. But her music's got that dreamy alternative sound that I haven't heard in the last. The last time I heard her type of voice was probably 30 years ago when I was in college, or 20-some years ago. So she's got a really unique voice. She's got definitely a unique look. The thing that I hate to say she's best known for is not only her unique look, she actually has her hair like two-toned, like black and blonde. But she's got that 20s type of style to her attire, but she's got a very unique, large gap between her teeth. So that's the thing I think that kind of makes her stand out amongst everybody else. Now, she's from New York, too. But the thing is, when you hear her voice, my guess is, why am I going to do mentioning her now? Is because I think she's going to be the next big thing you're going to hear about. I mean, your eyes are going to go right to her teeth. I'm sorry, because she's got that extremely big gap between her teeth. Now, she's only 20 years old. She came from Baldwin, New York. I have no clue where that is, but she's got an extremely great voice, very talented, in my opinion. I think personally, she's going to be like the next. My guess is she'll be the next big thing. Uprising from, Lady Gaga or Selena Gomez. I always get picked on about that. My guess is she's going to be the next big thing. And she does not sound like either one of them. That's the thing that's going to make her stand out. I would put her almost, and I actually like her, which is surprisingly, a lot more than the other female vocalists that are making, they're making a big stink out of. Now, the thing was, she is playing down the Trocadero, and maybe I'll do this for my show, if I can find it. I got an exclusive, was only a window that ended about 2 hours ago on buying pre-sale tickets. Now, the thing was, she actually did have VIP tickets. Those sold out even on the pre-show. So, I'm trying to look for my Troc invitation to her. Yeah, let's put in Trocadero. Yeah, she's going to be playing on Saturday, March 26th in the year 2016. Unfortunately, the only tickets they had still available were general admission. Now, if I can get a VIP ticket, I'll probably just try to sell my other ticket. I can give you this, but actually it ended an hour ago, was the pre-sale tickets. They will go on sale in a few hours after my show is finished, but it's called the Crybaby Tour. Melanie Martinez, VIP tickets available since Saturday, March 26th off at the Troc, which those were sold out as far as the pre-sale tickets. It said the pre-sale offer was from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is passed, but the password was Crybaby. So I don't know if they actually closed the window now. I can give it a shot and see if it works. But I think at this point that you can't buy any tickets. I think she's extremely talented, though. I really do. This is on sale Friday tomorrow. Well, it will be tomorrow by the time you listen to this at 12 p.m. So it'll be tomorrow afternoon, or by the time anybody listens to this, it will be their today afternoon, so to speak. So, yeah, that window has closed for now. I will look again, and if a friend's interested, I will basically try to buy the VIP ticket and just sell him my other ticket, which was if he's interested, because I don't want to buy two tickets and get stuck with them. I like getting there ahead of time, too, because it's going to be March. That should be the end of winter, I hope, or close to it. Because I think we're going to have a pretty nasty winter this year. I would say check her out. I think she's really, really talented. I wanted to throw that in. Oh, by the way, I did watch, for anybody who was watching, no, I don't want to say American Horror Story. It was Screen Queens. I actually watched that, and it was interesting. I didn't like the series per se. They did wrap it up. I don't think they expected to get renewed. It was actually supposed to get canceled after the second or third show, but somehow it made it through an entire season. How, I don't know. It ended kind of interesting, but it actually left me kind of like, okay, I think I kind of liked it better than I thought I was, but it wasn't spectacular. It was something definitely different. I will give it that much credit. So just wanted to mention it. Hey, by the way, a friend sent me this story. It was on the New York Daily News. New York Daily News. And he sent me another case of a 26-year-old Florida teacher accused of having sex with a 16-year-old student was suspended without pay on this past Tuesday. And you know what? I looked at that and was like, I kind of made a sarcastic comment and said, but she'll be back at work with her pay by probably Wednesday. She got 1 day suspension. She'll be back and be doing the same thing again. And no, it's all going to be, swept under the rugs. I did send this one to a friend, by the way. Something different, because I'm just going to randomly read more so than I normally do. I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, you know what? This is actually a good idea, though. I'm going to go to the link right now. It's on McPhee.com. It's MCPHEE.com. And what am I talking about? This is a gag gift, but honestly, I think I could actually use these. And it's emergency underpants dispenser. It's like a tissue box of emergency underwear, one size fits all. Dispenses underpants like tissues. Comes in a 4-inch tall box. Contains 5 pairs of unisex underpants. So, those times you shit yourself and you need you desperately looking for another pair of underpants. It's like, you know what? This is actually not a bad idea. And it says fits most adults. Now, here's the thing. It's only like $7. So I don't know what the shipping is on that, but that is not that bad for 5 pair of emergency underwear just in case you kind of shit yourself, which, kind of been in that predicament before, so it's not a bad idea. I noticed this. They got instant underpants. I didn't see that yesterday, so I'm going to have to share this one now. A little more expensive, but it's like a little tin like you would get for chewing tobacco, that size, or those breath mint size. And it says instant underpants, 2.5-inch round, holds pellets of disposable unisex underpants. Underpants expand when soaked in water. Well, yeah, the problem is when they're wet, you're not going to be wearing them at that point. So that is truly a gag gift. Fits most children and small adults. Better to have damp undies than no underwear at all. And that one actually sold out. So let me see. I'm going to push this. Hopefully it doesn't go on my show. They actually have, let me turn down the sound just in case. Yeah, it's like a little dried out pellet that once you dispose it in water, it opens up and you got a pair of underwear. Unfortunately, that underwear is going to be drenched. So, yeah, there's all types of emergency underwear. Hey, it's nice, but I'd rather get the tissue box because you can literally, I mean, I've been in that situation before where, yeah, I've had an accident, won't say what kind. Yeah, so it'd be nice. And here's another one. Oh, emergency underpants. You get one pair of unisex underpants, comes with illustrated 3 by 1.5 by 3/4. Be prepared for ultimately underpants incidents. Look out for loved ones. Perfect for care packages. And that one's $4.50. Again, I think the tissue dispenser one's probably the best. Alrighty, I just added one to my shopping cart, which I didn't intend to do. I was just kind of looking. Yeah, this website is all about underpants things. It is actually very funny. The tissue box wouldn't be too bad. They actually got hand underpants. I've seen those before down in Cape May as a gag gift. Yeah, they got underpants wallet and then the world's largest underpants. And they show 3 people fitting inside of them. It's pretty funny, the website, by the way. It's actually Archie McPhee, the website, and it's all on gag gifts with underwear. So apparently that is an issue with just not me or a friend of mine who has issues of probably not making it to the bathroom or what we like to call sharting, is the main one. So, hey, that's really cool. I'm not even joking. I'm telling you the truth on that one. Yeah, so I am just looking through. Again, I'm trying to make this as short as possible. If you're interested, I put on my Facebook page a story from comicbook.com. Empire actor cosplay as Spider-Man campaigns for a role in future reboot. Huh. And it's a black guy. I don't know if it's the same one I've seen, because there's one guy actually, he does do the cosplay things. He's a black guy. He's very cool. I met him. I don't think it's the same guy, though. But he's pretty cool. He's very nice to talk to, too. I met him at one of the comic book conventions, but I'm not sure if he's the one. Anyway, that is on, thecomicbook.com. Oh. I was afraid about this happening. I must have posted and didn't realize it, or a friend might have posted it for me. Times Herald, Pennsylvania officials discuss cashless tolling. See, that was the thing, and it's really worth it. Honestly, I would not leave home without it. No puns intended. Easy Pass. You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy your Easy Pass kit, and trust me, it's well worth it. I heard this was going to happen. It looks like it will be happening, where eventually you're going to need an Easy Pass no matter what, so you might as well get it now. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Turnpike officials are holding an online meeting to discuss this upcoming cashless tolling system. Tolls will be collected automatically at the Turnpike Bridge along the Delaware River in Bucks County starting on January 3rd. Only westbound motorists entering Pennsylvania will pay the new toll. Those driving into New Jersey will not pay. Drivers not enrolled in Easy Pass will pay by a new system that will photograph their license plates and email them the toll bill to the vehicle owners. I got to tell my parents about this. I didn't know about this. Passenger vehicles with Easy Pass will pay charged a flat rate of $5. Those who do not have the Easy Pass will be charged $6.75. So I need to let my parents know this too, and my friends. So there you go. Yeah, Easy Pass is definitely definitely a necessity at this point. Yeah, here's some stuff I actually posted myself. This one of these were from Brett Bart. Muslim. Oh, let me shut this down. Muslim nuclear power plant employee caught reading bomb making manual at work. This is no joke. This was on Breitbart. An employee at a Scottish nuclear power plant who is thought to be a Muslim has been allegedly caught studying a bomb-making website at his place of work. The man works as a special entry assistant, and his role involved going right into the heart of the plant to assist tradesmen. So doesn't that make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? I know it doesn't for me. So that was the other day I actually posted that one. Another scary story. I might have read this the other day, so please forgive me if I did. Dreamin' Demon, this guy from New York. I can't even begin to pronounce his name, was sentenced to 25 years in life in prison after the 35-year-old was convicted of raping his former girlfriend's 6-year-old daughter and recording the act on his cell phone. Well, that is definitely one of those hero for the stupid kind of things. That story was actually amongst many other really disturbing stories on the Dreamin' Demon. So, next time you think of me, think of that story. I probably missed this one too. This was actually, I found this on the Morning Call. 2 charged in $1.7 million cocaine arrest at Upper Kungi warehouse. It looks like Kungi. Boy, I probably got that really fucked up. 2 men were charged $1.7 million worth of cocaine delivered to a warehouse in Upper Makungi Township. Yeah, it is Makungi. On Friday, authorities said Cruz was his last name, 44, of the province of R.I. Guzman, 47, with no known address. They were both arrested 8 p.m. during a drug investigation at 7248 Industrial Boulevard, according to the criminal complaint. But it was in Makungi. I've heard of Makungi. They have big car sales there, too. So, yeah, that's pretty weird. All right, I probably don't have too many stories, so I'm going to actually do people a favor tonight, because not only did I pull any up, I didn't mark that many either. So, I ate at, I went up and had visited a friend in Lancaster. We ate at the Olive Garden. We were both, like, shitting ourselves all night after eating there. It was really good food, don't get me wrong, but it definitely gives you the sharts. And, yeah, by the way, I actually come back towards King of Prussia from when I went and visited him. Had visited him. And just to give people a heads up, I didn't know about this, but my GPS on my iPhone actually suggested there is a way now, which I don't think it was available before. You can take the turnpike from Lancaster, all the way up in Lancaster, straight down to around King of Prussia. And that's really good because it's about the same amount of time, but you have the convenience of not having to stop every 5 seconds for a traffic light. So I really like that. A few of the highlights I had posted on my Facebook page. Police suspect elderly woman died after falling into a fire pit. That was on Dreamin' Demon, so there are no good stories from me. Lake, Los Angeles, California County Sheriff Detective believes woman in her 70s died after falling into a fire pit. The woman's burned body was discovered by her roommate around 10:30 p.m. Tuesday. An autopsy will be performed to determine, I guess, the cause of death or whatever, or who she was, I should say. I'm sorry, I got a lot of these stories, but they're about Spanish people, and I can't pronounce their names because there's one I can't pronounce this woman's name. It's just really difficult. Jailed for 6 months after fleas killed her dog. and that was on Dreamin' Demon, Prince George County, Virginia. This one, I actually got to take the side of the woman. I might actually try to read this one. Another Hispanic woman, Rodriguez, but and they were kind of insulting her, and it's like, why? This woman was actually a hero, and I'm not even kidding. Gets probation for firing shots at a Home Depot shoplifter, the Dreamin' Demon. Rochester Hills, is that Minneapolis? Because it's M.I. But they wrote, the idiot who shot the suspected shoplifter as they drove out of the Home Depot parking lot has been sentenced to 18 months of probation. For any of you unaware of the October incident, the suspected shoplifter was leaving Home Depot. Well, you never know. Maybe this lady, I didn't read the whole thing, so I apologize. But if the woman basically shot out the tire, which is smart. She didn't try to kill anybody, but she tried to stop him. And for some reason, apparently she, was trying to do something. She had, a friend told me about this. She was able to, she got a permit. She actually did everything right. She had a permit to carry a concealed weapon on her. Now, the lady didn't do any more harm than shoot out the person's tire. So if the most you have to pay for was a tire, and you're trying to do your civic duty as a patron of the U.S., I have to give this lady a pat on the back. Hey, I'd rather have her on my side. She didn't try to kill anybody either. She shot at the tire. She deliberately made, she knew how to use the gun. She said, I made a decision in a split second, and she told the judge maybe it was not the right one, but I was trying to help. So for some reason, something kind of cued her off that these people are, were trying to steal something. And you know what? If the most she has to pay for is a rim and a tire, I rather, again, she's trying to do what she thought was the right thing. I'm not going to blame her for that. Alrighty, this was kind of a weird story, too, I had from the Dreamin' Demon. Authorities say Rebecca Hardley committed suicide by a pit bull, the Dreamin' Demon. Like, she basically threw herself into a caged pit bull to try to commit suicide. That's interesting. That was Port Horton. That looks like, what's M.I.? I got to look this up now. Michigan. Okay, so these were both Michigan stories. I apologize. I said Minneapolis. I meant Michigan. Now I got to find my story. Oh, by the way, there's a really hot-looking picture Patty Mullen just put up of herself, a selfie. She looks really incredible. She's not that old, but she looks great. Okay. Authorities say Rebecca Hardley committed suicide by pit bull, the Dreamin' Demon, Port Huron, what did I say, Michigan. Authorities say the 22-year-old Rebecca Hardley committed suicide by deliberately entering a yard and allowing herself to be mauled to death by a pair of attack dogs. Last Thursday, Hardley died at a hospital with extensive injuries to her face and neck. So that's a shame. She was a very cute-looking girl. I don't know what made her want to do that. It's a shame. That was a true waste. There was another one I got from Dreamin' Demon. John Hefner accused of beating roommate to death with a walking cane. The Dreamin' Demon again. Lake Lakes, Florida. There's actually Lake Lakes. Is that the name of a butter? 26-year-old John Hefner was murdered after he confessed to killing his 63-year-old roommate with a walking cane. Alrighty, do I need to read more of that? Because that's kind of weird. Probably not. Alrighty. The body of Charles Bird was taken to the hospital after it was discovered inside the closet of a bedroom he shared with Hefner. Not you, Hefner, by the way. A first inspection, at first inspection, it looked as if the man had died from natural causes, because He wasn't that old, though. He was 63. But after the medical examiner found Bird suffered from head and neck and mouth trauma, then it ruled the man's death a homicide. Police decided to ask Hefner a few more questions. Presented with the evidence that proved that Bird had been murdered, Hefner came clean and told them he and Bird often argued about the use of the television. So there you go. It was over a television fight. But on the day of Bird's death, he lost control. So, hey, that makes sense. You should kill somebody if you don't get your way with the television set. Actually, I had a roommate, and I owned the TV set, and I actually got in some heated disputes that, dude, don't fuck with my TV set. So I can't, I wouldn't kill him, though. That's a little bit extreme. Keep on looking at a picture of Patty Mullen. That's definitely a hot-looking picture of her. I apologize. I sound pretty creepy right now, I know. Physics professor. I found this one. Who knows where? Oh, MeTV. Physics professor declares Santa is more powerful than Superman. Is Santa Claus capable of taking down Superman and Batman? The scientists at UCI believe so. Watch video. Well, I'm not going to watch the video. It is on MeTV. So there you go. This is what your money, your taxpaying money, is going to be spent on. Is to conclude that Santa Claus is much faster than Superman and Batman. That's great. You're wasting your money on a hypothesis to find out that actually that Santa Claus is much faster than Superman. I think that's well worth money well spent. And I'm saying that too. Christopher Morbid Lee, I have another story. Maria Isabel, I'm not going to mention, accused of nearly decapitating her 5-year-old son. Let's read this one. San Bernardo, or whatever, Barandino. I can't even get that right. My dad can actually say it. I can't get everything else right. He can get that, where those people are killed. Those poor 14 people that were shot and killed by those terrorists. Another story from there. Police have arrested a 46-year-old Maria Isabel. I can't pronounce her last name. God, it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, whatever you call it, names for her name, her full name. On suspicion of murdering her 5-year-old son on December 8th. That was 2 days ago. Police responded to a 911 call from a home of 100 block of West Temple at 4:11 p.m. Upon arrival of officers found I guess a child dead. 911 call arrive. Officers would find D. Lopez in a bedroom with her son. It appeared to be, while she appeared to be suffering from self-inflicted injuries, her son was dead. There's a video of that one. In what the police described as a gruesome scene, the unidentified boy was nearly decapitated with what is only being described as a sharp instrument. Evidence including some of Lopez herself, along with a number of empty pill bottles obtained from a trash can near a vehicle parked out front, was collected at the scene. It says that this woman, Lopez, was taken to a community hospital in San Bernardino? I can't get that right. Before she was arrested on suspicion of murder, she was booked in the West Valley Detention Center in Rancho. Yeah, you're not going to get that out of me. Where she was being held without bail. Lopez moved in with her boyfriend, his 3 older children, and his father. Back in April, neighbors stated her boyfriend has been a resident there for the past 3 years, although reports indicate that the boyfriend and his father were not at home at the time of the boy's murder. They both have been taken in for questioning. So I don't even know if this poor kid who got killed was even hers, or was her boyfriend who was living with his father. Neighborhood children describe the victim as a sweet and fun boy, while shocked, the neighbors described the family as nice, quiet, and not known to argue. So you got to watch out for people like me, because I'm very quiet too. Anyone with more information about the case should be asked to call Detective Marco Granandino at 909-384-5628, or Sergeant, see that quiet pause? You know what that means. I can't say the name. At 909-384-5613. Just call the number. You'll figure out the name. I am sitting here trying to find a bright side to this, but all I can come up with is at least it wasn't the boyfriend. No one likes a predictable story. Okay, there you go. So the person who wrote this story on the Dreamin' Demon said, well, at least it wasn't a predictable stated story where, the boyfriend killed the girlfriend's kid. This time it was a woman who decapitated the 5-year-old son, which I don't even know if it was hers or not. I'm kind of questioning that still. Was it hers or her boyfriend's? Because he had 3 kids. I think I just said that. Not important. So, I put something on. I don't know if it's going to actually be an easy one to read for me. 9 actors who died during production of their television shows. The passing of Dan Blocker led to a television first, though Haas was not the first to character, or the first character to sadly disappear too soon. Number 1 was Nana Bryant. Never heard of it, on Make Room for Daddy. It was some show. Second one was John Hamilton, George Reeves on The Adventures of Superman. John Hamilton and George Reeves on The Adventures of Superman. So both Hamilton, who actually played Perry White, and George Reeves both died as the show was technically, I guess, still on or something like that. Ward Bound of Wagon Train. Henry Cuckley, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I actually love that show. Still do. Smiley Burnett and B. Burnett on Petticoat Junction. Dan Blocker of Bonanza. And Nicholas Colasino. Well, anyway, he played the bartender. He was the older guy on Cheers. So, I apologize for messing up his last name. The older guy, not Woody or the other bartender. He was this older guy. He was kind of like a little bit senile and eccentric. He played the character he played on Cheers, but yeah, he was also one who had passed away during, I assume the production of a show. My friend actually had sent me this. Shoplifter won it for after. This is a different story. So I got to look. It was on UK Daily Mail. Shoplifter won it after stealing from Co-op on a hoverboard. Now, I thought it meant like a hoverboard that drives on air. No, it's these new things on wheels. They call them hoverboards, though. Detectives are looking to hear from anyone who recognizes the two-wheeler shoplifter following what appears to be his Ferry Basley Rad on a London branch co-op earlier. So this guy, like, unmasked, went in one of these quote-unquotes. They're pretty expensive, too. I think they're like $300 for these hoverboard things. He went in there on this, and he basically walked into a store and walked out with a full case of whatever. Looks like drinks or something. And nobody was there to stop him. So, yeah, that's pretty sad, actually. But, yeah, I mean, they caught him on camera, though, because he didn't cover his face. He just went in nonchalantly with this hoverboard and went out and had stolen from a store, a convenience store. A friend had sent me this, too. It was from Cinema Blend. I didn't see it. He did. Star Wars 7 International trailer has loads of new footage and a few potential spoilers. So you probably would not like to check it out. And it's kind of funny. I think it's why I sent it. Star Wars The Force Awakens China trailer. It actually has an Asian in the Force Awakens trailer. I think that's why the friend had sent it to me as a joke. China just dropped a Star Wars 7 trailer with tons of new footage, but it has an Asian guy in the background on top of the footage. Maybe that was like a joke thing. I actually posted this one to give to two friends who are big Gene Simmons fans. Kiss Simmons defends Tebow. He believes in God and people pick on him. If Muslim people would never die. If Muslim people would never dare. So there's this article. I'm not going to screw it up, so best way to do that is not to read it. I just read the main point. It was on cnsnews.com. So basically, Gene Simmons was defending Tebow for his religious belief. So that's pretty cool. So. Yeah, actually, I found some article. It was on Rush Limbaugh. I guess it was today. I didn't listen to the whole show. Regime turns away Christian refugee. Wow, what a shock. May I remind everybody in the United States of America, shut down the immigration of everybody from 1924 to 1965. This is what Rush was actually writing on his webpage. So, yeah, I think there was supposedly another shutdown. I thought, my parents told me, that Obama was actually forced into doing with these migrants coming to our country, especially with most of them actually being these Muslim terrorists. So, yeah, I guess Rush might have been talking about that, I assume. But yeah, it was forced, actually, the way I heard about it was probably through Trump, because Trump's been making a big fuss about that, which actually has increased his popularity vote even more so than before. So I don't like to leave on a dark note. There was something I actually posted. I had to post it. I really did. I felt compelled to. From Radio Times, Peter Catoli surprises a young Doctor Who fan in the hospital, stays in character the whole time. That is really cool. So things like that. This poor little girl is, I think it's a little girl. Let me read it. There's a new doctor on the ward, and it's me. That's pretty funny. That was on. That was today, which is actually almost over in the next half hour by the time I post this. Well, we all know Peter Catoli is the best person on the face of the earth. Not only is he the doctor, he takes playing the role as a calling more than just a job. The man never seems to be off. He takes his responsibility to fans, especially younger fans, immensely seriously. Who else can you imagine dropping into the Doctor Who experience in character because he just happened to be nearby or sending words of encouragement in character to a grieving child? So that is incredible. The kid is so ecstatic to see him. And now this 14-year-old Whovian Danny was gutted at missing out on last month's Doctor Who festival. So I apologize. This poor kid, he's got really long hair, so it is a boy. So I apologize. It looked like a girl because his hair is extremely long. And when they're that young, you can't tell. He's 14, but he does look female. The online campaign hashtag Doctor Who Daniel started, and lo and behold, the new consultant promptly showed up at his hospital. There's a new doctor on the ward, and it's me. So that is incredible. That is very nice of him, too. What else better to end a show than to read that? And I apologize. I really didn't mean, but I thought it truly was a young girl. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to, I don't want to make the incorrect, which I did, belief that it was, hey, what if it was a boy? I mean, what if it was a girl? And I said, oh, it's a boy. So, this little kid named Daniel, he was bedridden in the hospital. And yes, Peter Capaldi actually had visited him since he missed out on seeing him. So that's really cool. It says incredible, right? The entire improvised visit from the from Doctor Who with banter and Easter egg to boot. Yes, the Doctor really did learn medicine at the University of Glasgow. Never take on Capaldi at the Who trivia contest. So apparently he did learn a little bit, I guess maybe because he was a big Doctor Who fan. So he must have won, I assume, obviously must have went to college and actually picked up, learned a little bit about medicine, I assume, or at least, if you're going to play the role. But I'm sure this was way before, because he has been, he did note he's been a big Doctor Who fan for probably as long as I have been. He's not that much older than me, Peter Capaldi. But, that definitely pulls a heartstring on me that he did that. So that is awesome that he did that. So, you know what? I'm going to end the show there because I did kind of screw up a few things here and there. And when I do that, that's just my key to say, hey, you know what, Walter? Time to sign off. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So thanks for those who are listening. Hope you enjoyed my show. It's going to be Friday morning by the time I post this up. So if you do listen, I appreciate it. If you don't, for those who do listen, please try to get your friends to listen to me as well. Thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed my show. Have a good morning and a good evening. Thanks a lot.